It's now 2:34 p.m. I haven't seen FEMA show up, so I don't know exactly what that means. I haven't seen their latest press release, but it seems like people just sort of stood their ground and didn't go anywhere. So yeah, here we are. This is the Walmart. We got like a mutual aid sign right here that we were showing in one of the other streams. If you can't read it, just basically is encouraging people to come to this meeting at a local theater, see how they can help each other. And yeah, I don't know, you can see that it's still pretty smoky out. It was a lot smoky earlier. The smoke kind of comes in waves, but it is highly toxic. You know, one of the things that people have been talking about is that it's not just typical forest fire stuff that's burning. It's homes and cars and plastic and gas and all sorts of things just mixing together, and so the fumes have been extremely dangerous. Looks like they got some things set up for folks. This is a sign we looked at earlier. This is like a norovirus warning. There was a noroviral outbreak in some of the shelters. It's a common virus that happens a lot of times when people are grouped really closely together like this. And here, I'm just going to adjust my lens. Hopefully that's a little better. Yeah, so this is just a warning for people to take certain measures to not get infected with that virus. Hopefully my picture's coming in all right now. Anyway, so yeah, it's just I actually stayed here last night just to get an idea of the situation, and I was running around here at like 2 in the morning, and there was all these
How you doing, sir?
tents with it.
Can I ask you a question?
Hey, sure.
How long have you been out here?
Kind of off and on all week.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get an opinion on, the news is saying that it's 90% out of area transients and local transients. What percentage of that would you think is true?
I think these are probably mostly locals, honestly.
Transients?
No, I'd
Or
say that these are
from the fire?
people from the fire. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there might be some spillover from local houseless folks, but
Have you been interviewing people and talking to people? Or?
yeah, totally. And I've lived out here for the last 2 years, so
okay.
Yeah.
That's really good information. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get a handle on it. I've been out here on and on off all week, and I think it was mostly evacuees, and I think as the shelters are starting to close in Chico,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't want to go to Gridley or Yuba City, but
Yeah.
trying to be impartial and just get information, because the news actually said that it was 90% out of area transients, and that's spreading like wildfire on Facebook.
Yeah.
So people are really getting hostile.
Yeah, I don't think that's true at all.
So, all right, well, thanks very much.
All right,
Appreciate
take
it.
care. All right, and keep live streaming here. So yeah, we're just walking around. You can see a lot of people have the masks on, protect themselves from the fumes. It's sort of hard to wear these masks though 24 hours a day. So I'm sure a lot of people are doing it at times and not at others. Yeah, I don't know what news was reporting that sort of stuff, but anyway. It definitely doesn't seem like what was described here to me. I think these are mostly evacuees. I've been seeing people, you know, staying in their cars, and a lot of them got like tons of their stuff packed up, you know, and yeah. So anyway, these are donations that people made. Looks like stuff here is up for grabs.
I always let them smell me first.
So yeah, these are just more tents.
Planning on it.
Okay, well, don't Try and make it happen. Try to make it happen.
Yeah, so a lot of like local religious organizations, community organizations, both secular and religious, have been donating their time and their effort and materials to this, to these shelters. So just like as far as the numbers on the fire, currently I believe it's at 149,000 acres have been burned. I believe the official death toll is right now in the mid-70s. That's the number of human remains that they've found. Some of those are still unidentified. But there is over 1,200 people still missing. And the numbers of remains that they've been finding have been rising every day. This is because of those numbers, it's now been officially declared the most destructive and most deadly wildfire in California history. Those of us that have been living in California a while know that the wildfires are a pretty regular thing every year, especially during a certain time of season, but it's been getting especially bad the last few years, with the official fire season just sort of disappearing into year-round events. And so, yeah, some people are calling it a new normal or a new abnormal, but this is the result. The fire was incredibly large. It not only burned basically the entire town of Paradise, but also the neighboring town of Concal, and I think it affected a bunch of other communities as well. We were out there in the evacuation zone earlier this week, and you can see footage of that on our website. But basically, this is just an unfolding disaster, and the scale of it is still sort of unfolding. Hopefully my explanations are, I don't have like a written script here. I'm just kind of going off the cuff with what I've seen throughout the week and what's going on here right now. These are some porta potties that folks brought in. Over here, like the live stream showed earlier, is where people are doing more aid stuff. And so like over here is where there's like lots of camps and tents set up, people living in their cars. And over here is where they're doing more like community outreach. There's like, sorry, there's a loud generator here. I'll try to get away from it. But they're just basically feeding folks. There's been free food here all day. Yeah, you wanna talk about it, man?
I will later, I guess. I want to go home.
Okay.
It wouldn't be like this if we went home.
Yeah.
They shut off your electricity. You can't put out the fire. If you got a place on fire, you can't put it out. PG&E's wrong what they're doing. CDF's kind of wrong what they're doing because it takes too long to go home. I was better off without electricity at home than here.
Yeah. Where are you from, sir?
Dinky Hill.
All right. Well, you have a good day, sir.
You too.
So I was a local resident. So there's just been a pretty massive like ongoing effort here for the community to provide aid. And I'm not really seeing many government institutions doing this. It's mainly just seems like neighbors and religious organizations and volunteers coming together and providing help for everyone. There is government shelters, but I've been hearing rumors that they're closing for whatever reasons, either the viruses or the conditions. A lot of folks can't or don't want to stay there, so parking lots like this have become the spillover for lots of people that have been displaced. I'm just gonna film these signs real quick. This is the local Islamic center offering showers. Here we have just a general information board. You can see there's, you know, folks that are still missing. That number's been really, really climbing. At first it was just a couple hundred, and now the number of missing, I believe, is over 1,300. And it seems like it's rising every day. So, okay, we covered a lot of this ground in our live stream earlier, so I'm gonna kind of try to go to some different areas and give you all more of an idea of what this local Walmart looks like. Yeah, I'm surprised FEMA hasn't showed up yet. There was a lot of concern that they were gonna come in here and just tear down everyone's tent and kick everyone out at 1 o'clock. And so we stuck around, but no FEMA ever showed up. And honestly, I haven't seen them all week, so I don't know where they're at. That doesn't mean they're not out here, but I haven't seen any big mobilization or anything. So I don't know, this is all typical Walmart stuff, but there was like military Humvees in this parking lot just a minute ago. Kind of looking where they went. Maybe they were just stopping in for food. All right, going back to the tents. So you can see there's just like lots of activity, lots of different relief stuff happening. Looks like these folks are handing out food, dog food, clothes. Lots of different people just setting up their own grills, looks like. You know, and this sort of thing isn't uncommon to see, just trucks that are full of probably everything someone was able to get out of there. I'm gonna dip back into the field here. So there's a bunch of different folks working together. Let's take a look at some of these donations. Just like toiletries and different things. Looks like some people are packing up. I have no idea where everyone's gonna go after this. There's about 25,000 people that live in the town of Paradise alone. And I'm assuming most of them are looking for new places right now. It's just tens and tens of thousands of people evacuated statewide. The Camp Fire has been the most deadly and destructive fire, but there's also over a dozen other fires that are going on right now in California, throughout the whole state, basically. And so the situation is just unfolding. You know, a lot of folks should probably get out of this air, but I think a lot of people are just waiting to get unevacuated to get back into their place. And people are just kind of hanging tight. So we got some kind of police vehicle out there. I don't know what they're doing. Okay, we're walking around the Walmart now. I haven't been to this area yet, but it looks like there's just more and more tents. The people camping out have been all ages. I've seen kids and young people, older folks, families. How you doing? These folks camped under this billboard. You can see this is right off the main freeway in Chico. This is the only Walmart in town, so I think a lot of people came here because it's a 24-hour place, and I think Walmart sort of allowed people to camp here, but FEMA, I guess, wasn't happy with that, and so they ordered an eviction at 1 p.m. today. But then they never came around to enforce it, so I'm wondering if that order got dropped. Honestly, I have no idea. Anyway, I'm gonna walk back up front here because there was some private security personnel. Go check out. Yeah, so anyway, this is Wes with Unicorn Riot. We're a 501c3 nonprofit media group. We really try to do these live streams just so people out there can get an unedited, live, quick scene of what's happening in their communities and the different events that we follow. But this is it. Just raw and uncut. This is what's going on in Northern California right now. I think people have been, for the most part, getting along together pretty well. Seeing just like a lot of people helping each other out. Yeah, it's really just super sad and heartbreaking what's going on. There's not really many people in the Chico area who don't have friends or family that were directly affected by this. Lived out here the last 2 years and just running into a bunch of old friends and stuff. It was pretty obvious that there's a lot going on. Hi, how you doing?
Good.
I'm just filming the map.
Finally updated.
Oh yeah, this just came out?
This is today's map.
Okay,
yeah.
sweet. So we're just checking this map out. There's a few other fire information things. I'm gonna get a close-up of this map as soon as they're done. But again, we're just at the Walmart here in Chico, California, where improvised tent city evacuation camp has been set up. Okay, so give you all sort of an idea of the area. So this is Paradise. This is the town that burned. Are you from here?
I was up in Sterling City.
Okay.
We're just evacuated, but the houses are safe from what I understand. my nephew lived right around here in Magalia, and they had to evacuate through Sterling City and up to Butte Meadows, and then I'm not sure where people went from there. But yeah, I've been in this area since 1967.
Did you have any friends in Paradise or Concal?
None in Concal, but my sister-in-law has friends there. I think she has been in touch with all of her friends. She hasn't said anyone that was caught in the fire. So, all I know is that everyone I know is safe.
Mm-hmm.
And none are on the missing persons list.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good to hear. Do you know when the evacuation zone for Sterling City is going to get lifted, when you'll be able to go back?
No idea. Not until the power is restored, I'm sure.
Uh-huh. So are you staying here right now?
I come here to eat because I don't have a lot of money for food. And I do have a safe place to stay at night. And I shower there too.
Uh-huh. So just like as a local resident, what's been your sort of just take on the whole fire? What do you think about all of it?
A lot of destruction. I went to school in Paradise. I don't know. I don't know what it looks like up there. I've seen pictures, but pictures don't tell the whole story. It's going to be interesting to even see if it rebuilds. And a lot of people say yes, but in order for them to rebuild, they're going to have to put in a sewer system because the septics up there were no good. And they've been thinking about putting a sewer system in up there, so now's the time to do it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for talking to us.
You're welcome.
Okay, so this is just a little more close up on the map. So this is Paradise, basically the town that got probably 80-90% wiped out. This is Concal. That town basically got wiped out as well. This here is Pulga. I'm pretty sure this is where the fire started, somewhere off this Camp Creek Road, and I'm pretty sure that's why they're calling it the campfire. Just FYI. And then this red line's here, that's where the fire's active right now. So this is, I believe, I-70. And, oh no, actually it's pushed past I-70, wow. So this is where we were the other day, filming the live fire. It looks like it's pushed all the way out here. Berry Creek's another pretty big community that was under direct threat, and so was the town of Oroville. Down here last week, they were really worried about Oroville because the winds were kicking that way. And you can see just how close it got into the boundaries with Chico. I mean, a big part of the east side of Chico, which is where we're at right now, where the mall is, where a lot of what's going on in the town of Chico, had to go under evacuation because the fire pushed right to the edge of Chico. And so to give you an idea of where these areas lie in California, more generally, Chico's probably about 100 miles north of Sacramento, just right in the north center of the state. Okay, so there's the map. I'm gonna go just check out these folks at the front of the Walmart. So you can see them up here with the tactical vests. These are the private security that have been patrolling the Walmart. You can see they got like plate carriers. I don't know who hired these folks. I'm assuming Walmart. They don't look like government. This guy's getting busted. Yikes. Alright, you can just see how blotted out the sun is. This is actually a pretty clear day to how it's been. Other days it's been just so, it really depends which way the winds are blowing. But they're calling this the basic, multiple towns in Northern California have been cited as having the worst air in the entire world this last week since this fire started. Like I said earlier, it's at 149,000 acres have burned so far. A lot of those burned in just one night, the night that Paradise got taken. I believe it went from 20,000 to 70,000 acres in one night. And I believe that's when a lot of the destruction really happened. A lot of folks have known that the area of Paradise has been a fire hazard for years just because of the limited ways in and out and the dry conditions that have been happening with the droughts. I believe it burned actually 10 years ago to some degree. A lot of folks were surprised that it burned again so quickly, including me. I didn't know that an area could reburn that quickly. This is basically what's going on here. Folks just pretty much making do. There's really like a lot going on throughout the day, just like lots of different people shuffling in and out. Lots of movement and aid, and it looks like we got some people giving out like wellness stuff. Respiratory tea.
Tell her Betsy told you to
Just digging through the donations and stuff, and folks are hanging out. I think a lot of people are just sort of waiting to see what happens. You probably can't read it from here, but it says the woman on there is writing on the back of that car, Ridge Strong, campfire survivor. You can see she's got a ton of her stuff just on the top of her car. It's a pretty common sight out here.
Here, anyone? I've had like 4 people now.
Try to get out of their shot here. Yeah, if you look out into the distance there, I don't know if I can zoom. It's probably hard to see with the live stream resolution, but there's tents just like way out there in the distance, and they're kind of spread out, so I don't want to walk in between them, but there's similar parking lots like this all around here. There's like a pretty comparable situation going on at the Toys R Us that's empty down the street. This guy's got a sign that says staying in Butte County, thanks. Have to be close. Hello. What's that? Oh, he's got a pigeon?
Are they homing pigeons?
What was that?
Are they homing pigeons?
No, I turned them loose and you can go home, so I guess they have to hitchhike.
You know what? Last night when I came in from the Toys R Us, there was a cockatiel, a bright cockatiel walking around on the
umbrella
grass.
type. Yeah.
He was a little gray one.
Oh, there's another.
Yeah, he was lost.
Lots of folks have been rescuing all sorts of animals. There's like a dog shelter that was set up just after the fire, and they had thousands of dogs that volunteers were taking care of. I know that like a number of horses got burned.
How's everybody doing?
All right, how you doing?
Good. We just drove down from Seattle to see what we could help.
Uh-huh.
What a U-Haul and literally a ton of food.
Showers, bathrooms.
Big commercial grill.
Uh-huh.
Diesel generators. We're hearing it's not a... We probably should have planned it a little better. I don't even know if there's a place to set up for us.
Yeah. I heard people are setting up at the Toys R Us because FEMA was trying to clear this area out.
Yeah, I just came from there.
Uh-huh.
It's a mess. It's
Yeah.
packed. I mean, there's nowhere to park, let alone.
Oh, really?
Set up. I got a grill half the size of a pool table, you know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, sure is. Badass. So I work in construction, and the way it's portrayed up in Seattle is, you know, it was game on. We needed to come down right away and stuff, so we just threw all of our stuff together. But yeah, this is a picture of my grill.
Uh-huh.
That it can do 8 turkeys at once on the rotisserie.
Uh-huh. So you brought that down for people?
Yeah. So I've got coolers of frozen turkey and ready to go.
All right, well, nice to meet you, sir.
So we're going to try to find a spot just to donate our supplies and maybe go home.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like anybody's going hungry from what I've seen.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have been helping out for sure.
Yeah, and I think the FEMA people and Red Cross, because the Seattle, or not Seattle, but the city councilwoman, she told me I couldn't park there, and I was like, just for a minute. She said that if it's not a sanctioned place to eat, it's a violation of FEMA law. I was like, well, that's weird. I don't want to do that. So we're trying to make a deal with this guy at the tent to just unload our pallets of food and got 300 hamburger buns.
Yeah. All right, well, good luck, sir.
Thanks, buddy.
So yeah, that guy said he came all the way from Seattle with a truckload of stuff to help people. And I think there's been a lot of that. People coming from all over the West Coast, probably all over, definitely all over California, and just pitching in. Go back over here where everyone's serving up food and stuff. Anyway, this is Wes with Unicorn Riot. We're a nonprofit media organization. If any of you have been watching our streams, one of our journalists, Lorenzo, did a really great stream from the migrant caravan earlier today in Tijuana. And I was watching it. It was like, just on a personal level, sort of tripping me out to see similar sort of scenes up here. Just people in tents trying to get somewhere, having nowhere to go, or they're in a bad position. And so people think that stuff couldn't happen here. Well, here we are in California, and here it is. I mean, obviously it's not the same situation, but yeah, anyway, definitely encourage you to follow our live streams and our reporting. Been doing stories all around the country and in a few other countries, and trying to bring y'all independent media. This is a private security. Get on the sidewalk here, so yeah, people are just still shuffling in and out. It is just non-stop busy. I was here at 2 in the morning yesterday, and it was the same situation. Just constant stuff happening here pretty much all week. Everyone's serving free food.
Well, I'm going south.
sun. Anyway, I mean, I feel like that gives you all pretty much the full picture of what's going on here. It's important to keep in mind that all these numbers are changing, you know. There's still over 1,000 people missing. And I think that the deadliest wildfires before this were something like 20 or 40 people. And now we're already in the mid-70s. And those numbers are likely to climb a lot higher. I hate to be grim or report that prematurely, but the talk among firefighters is that most of the people haven't been found yet. And I think it's just a logistical difficulty, a logistical nightmare when you consider how badly a lot of the victims were burned and how, you know, how many structures, how many cars. We're talking tens of thousands. And it's taking a long time to go through all that, especially when there's still an active fire and there's still an ongoing humanitarian crisis happening here. And so I think the state in general was just caught off guard by this. The state's pretty well prepared for fires, but I think this one was just particularly bad. One thing that's probably important to note is a lot of the people that have been fighting the fires are prisoners with the California Department of Corrections who fight those fires to get time off their sentences. A lot of times they're in some of the more dangerous fire zones and situations and doing a lot of the really heavy work. I've heard it estimated that up to half of CAL FIRE is made up of inmates like this, and it also includes juveniles. So there's a whole issue going on with that, with the way that California chooses to fight these ongoing fires and how they pay for all that, and or how they avoid paying for all that. Anyway, just doing one little quick run through here. I'd like to do more interviews, but this is also a hard time for people, and I feel bad just like coming up to people and getting too into their business. So just kind of walking around and giving you all an idea. Some more of the mutual aid stuff going on. Looks like these. Anyway, that's the situation here in Chico, California. Again, my name's Wes from Unicorn Riot. Really appreciate you all tuning in. I think I'm gonna go offline now, but really appreciate you all checking out what's happening here. I'm glad FEMA didn't come through here and kick all these people out because they really had nowhere else to go. So I don't know if those orders got changed or what happened, but a lot of people were really worried that there was gonna be some sort of confrontation with FEMA here today. But it looks like a lot of people are still posted up, so we'll check in if there's a change in the situation. Really, thank you for following our reporting.